Yeah.
You tried.
I tried. I'll get better each time. Hello, everyone. I'm Todd, Chelsea, and Jen, and we are the Pair Exchange. Thank you again for spending a little bit of your Sunday evening with us. Ladies, do you have anything that has happened this past week?
No. I know that sounds so boring, right?
Oh, you're on vacation.
I was supposed to be in warm weather, but we got 3 feet of snow in one day, and nobody went anywhere. So I said, screw it.
Oh, that's beautiful. I had an adult snow day, which was very exciting.
Right? I was supposed to go to South Carolina, and they're getting hit with a ton of rain anyway. So either way, I'm having crappy weather, but then 2 to 3 inches here, and we woke up with 3 feet. I'm not even kidding. Like, I just finished snow blowing more. It was like way
Today
to be
again?
right, guy.
Yeah. It was bad here, but it wasn't like 3 feet bad in Michigan. I'm glad that we didn't get 3 feet.
Ugh.
Or maybe we should have gotten 3 feet. That would have slowed things down even more.
No, it snowed really hard, but then we get this like dusting of snow, so it makes traffic horrible, and I'm over it. I'm so over it. Tonight, we have a really, really cool guest, a friend of mine who is a TV actor, movie actor, comedian. He has his own podcast. He's been on the X-Files. He actually did, which is kind of cool. We'll talk about a little bit. He's into the paranormal, Ghost Adventures Live a few years ago. So let's bring in our guest, Dean Haglund.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, Dean.
Oh my God, I'm a felon Michigander. Look at me, Michigander.
Yeah, you're one of us.
Oh my God, look at, can I, no, you can't see it. That's snow. That's all snow and a fence. And dog, there's a dog barking out there. So this is crap.
It is. I'm born and raised here. I never get used to it. I absolutely hate the winter.
You know, I'm actually from Canada. I was born in Canada, so I know with snow. I grew up with snow, but then I left for Vancouver, then Los Angeles, then Australia. So I haven't seen snow for 30 years. So to come back to Michigan and get this level of crap, what the hell?
It's like, welcome home.
Right?
We missed you.
Yeah. But I don't have a plastic shovel. I don't have a snowblower. I don't have the machines. I don't have any of the laser. Is there a laser or something that I can remove?
There's all kinds of stuff to remove snow here. Yeah, you can get anything you need.
It is ridiculous. So we are now actually contemplating. Our neighbor about 10 houses down has a heated driveway where all the snow melts. Just like you literally, we walk our dog in the morning at 7 a.m. and his driveway is clear, dry, and he hasn't done a thing. But he has got hot coils under the bricks of his driveway. And we're like, oh, you know what? That's not the dumbest idea I've heard.
That's very smart, actually.
Because you know what? What am I spending? The money I'm spending on water bills and electricity. Why not run that under the driveway and then not have to get up and shovel that crap? What's that worth to me? What is that worth to me?
That's priceless. That's priceless, Dean.
Priceless is what I'm saying. So I'm now a fellow Michigander. Fellow rage. The rage of the snow.
You feel our pain. You feel our pain then. You understand?
Oh, folks. It's great to be on the show. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming on. We truly appreciate it.
Dean, lighting now is like really weird. Like I got underlighting. Is this the lighting from the snow? It is.
That bright white snow. That bright white snow.
It's like I'm underlit. Hey Google, turn on stage lighting. But now that's weirder, right?
It's
no, you're really right.
Yeah, because I have this LED 2 foot by 2 foot. Hey Google, turn off stage lighting.
That's so crazy.
So this is a window. So I think that's
the snow. It's that bright snow, the reflection of the snow.
Yeah.
It's still not dark yet here in Michigan, so
yeah. Can we run with this, or is that too weird?
oh, you're good. You're good.
I like it. It looks like an exotic lab.
Yeah.
Like in some kind of like an X-Files set or something. So it works.
You have the bright bar behind you by the stone.
Yeah, I know. It's so if I turn off that light, it's going to be like really dark in here. So unfortunately, I'm just going to roll with it. It'll be like my own little extraterrestrial light in the background.
Is that a fireplace behind you, Jenny?
It is a fireplace, yes.
But that rock behind you seems like an avalanche that's ready to fall on you.
Yeah, I mean it's a California stone fireplace, so it kind of has that like avalanche-y look to it. But honestly, it's like the best fireplace ever in the winter because if we do have a snowpocalypse, and we can just build a fire and keep going.
Have you done fire in that this season? Did you do?
Oh yeah, we've had quite a few fires. I love this fireplace. Like I honestly like I live in front of it. I'm like Cinderella.
But do those bricks actually come off or anything? Because they seem so random.
No, they don't. They are very much secure in there, and thank goodness, because if they were to come off, that would be definitely a fire hazard. That would not be safe times at all.
Guy who's doing home repairs over here in Michigan always looks now to what everybody's background is in terms of like, oh, yeah, drywall, stonework, whatever, windows. Is that triple pane by you, Chelsea? Is that a double pane window? Like I would hope that's triple pane.
I'm actually my finished basement, so I don't have anything. Over here is laundry, and then over here is my office.
Wait,
so it's just bright lights.
It's not a window?
But I have ring lights around me, so it looks.
Okay, right. So that looks like a triple pane window to the outside. But it's not.
No.
So you're all nice and warm, is what you're saying.
I am.
And then
Dean, I'm in my office. I'm in a dark office, and this is where I create stuff sometimes. Mm-hmm. I don't like to see the outside, only in the summer because I hate the snow. So I'm isolated where I'm at.
I like it. But it seems that the Venetian blind on your window by the door.
I have it covered, yes. I can't see out. It's not right next to me.
Right, but that would think that's a triple paned window.
Yes.
Preventing you from any snow. Or
you're Michigan.
Yeah, because I'm seeing this is a double pane, but I'm still seeing snow out here, which is why I'm uplit like a horror movie. Because it's actually I'm on the second story where the window is. So
you're actually setting in the snow, Dean. Like you're setting outside the snow right now.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, I suppose I can I just bought this camera. Hang on. Oh shit. Like I said, I just bought the camera and it can change colors. Oh, well, that's even more horrific. What the hell am I doing? That's terrible. I am in a horror movie. I live. Terrible. We're going to run with this. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's good.
I like it. Is that like a tree in the background? Is that like a painting of a tree?
Yeah. So this is my art studio. I paint watercolors here and off cameras over the oils area. So I have two areas. And the tree is actually from Australia. It's a 524-year-old tree. And they know that because they did a sample 24 years ago where it said it was 500 years. So it was at Christmas. We drove up to Central Coast to a little cabin and they had this tree. And I sat down and I painted the tree. And they told me, oh, yeah, it's 524 years old because 24 years ago they did a sample. So it is a banyan tree, which is common in the Australian outback. And they grow into gorgeous affirmations. And so you're going to laugh, but I found a chair, a folding camping chair kind of thing in the back alley in Newtown, which is a suburb of Australia. And what's interesting about Newtown is that anything is left out in the street is kind of free for you to take. So it's a kind of exchange program, kind of like Craigslist without paying for it. So anything you leave out in the street is free to take from someone else. So it's kind of this, everybody just throws stuff out in the street. So I took this chair and I adapted it to being a painting chair so that I can paint watercolors while sitting in the easy chair. And I sat in front of that tree and painted that chair in this chair that I don't want to say stole, but in Australian terms, redistribute.
Repurposing.
Yeah. So I didn't steal a chair, but I made a chair into a painting chair to paint that tree that's 524 years old.
I love it.
So magical. I want to go to Australia. That story alone. I need to get there.
And I actually did stand up and I go, oh my God, I can't believe you could take this stuff. And everyone, the whole audience, it was like 55 people. They all went, what are you talking about? I go, oh my God, if you leave something outside in like Los Angeles on your curb, A, you're ticketed for littering, and B, the other people who take it is ticketed for stealing, for like, because you get a receipt. And they're like, they were all aghast that this was like how we live here in the US. Like, no, you can't litter and you can't steal. And so is like, please steal my litter. That is a logical circle. Right? It's like, oh my God. It shows, I love that. So,
Dean,
so yeah, that's the painting there. So that's how we argue that. This, I don't know if you can see this.
You see it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually it is a translucent thing. It is actually Batman holding Pikachu on his lap over Gotham.
That's awesome. So cool.
Oil painting, but I had it printed onto a backlit I guess plexi, not plexiglass, but it's more like a
lithogram where you can see through it.
Yeah, you can see through it. So the light comes up from behind it. I had it backlit, and it was for an art show I had in Los Angeles, and so they let me keep it, and it's kind of a 6 times the size of the original painting of Batman holding Pikachu, oil painting. I think you can see it on Instagram. If you go to Dean Haglund on Instagram, you can see that original there.
Make sure everyone checks that out.
Yeah. So that's the tour. Well, that's not the tour. This room is insane, but I'm not turning the camera to show you my steam room that's still under construction. Holy crap.
I know you've been working on your house for last time I talked to you, you were still working on it.
Todd, gee, oh my God. Do we talk about a house? Ice dams leaking the roof. Oh, I don't understand how houses stay together here in Michigan. It's like the weather has
a lot of maintenance.
And it's beating, the boards and the things and the things that I repaired in the summer are now being ruined by ice dams and heaval and all that sort of stuff.
Well, that'll keep you busy for a while.
Oh, you know what? I got so many projects. I do not do house repairs. Oh my God.
Dean, for you grew up in Canada. What led you to, I guess, Hollywood? How did you get into like acting and comedy and stuff like that?
Well, funny you should ask. So we just 2 people from my past showed up on my Facebook, and they went, "Oh my God, you were so funny in high school, so funny in elementary school," and I didn't remember how much I was a class clown and entertainer, and I was in the 6th grade, the president. I didn't remember. I was president of the school council because I was so funny. And so basically, it was the comedy and everything that led me to high school plays, the high school musicals, and all that sort of thing. And then from there, when I moved to Vancouver with my girlfriend, where her parents were, then I just got an agent. And I got involved with Vancouver Theatre Sports, which was a huge theater company there. And at that time, Vancouver was where Street Justice. What was the Johnny Depp? What's Johnny Depp's first series called? I can't remember.
21 Jump Street, I think.
21 Jump Street. I was on 21 Jump Street, Street Justice. Of course, all these other things. And then the X-Files. X-Files was shot in Vancouver. So I was kind of this like day player that did all these shows. And then when X-Files came along, we got on in the first season and we're like kind of day players, but they kept bringing us back. The show grew. The Longgammon grew in popularity. And then before we know it, we got our own series. So it was like, okay, that's pretty crazy.
It is I think the X-Files itself is it's taken on a life of its own almost.
Really has.
Just like a cult following almost.
Well, yeah, it's even more than a cult following because, cult following sort of has its own universe, but the X-Files now seems to have done a weird thing where they've encouraged a whole new generation to watch the series. And I get all these emails now from these kids who basically weren't alive when I was shooting the series going, oh my God, I love this series. Tell me more about it. Tell me more, And so when we get back to going to conventions, there will be a whole new generation of kids that will be coming to these cons that weren't there before. And so it's sort of like, it's not an insular thing that keeps repeating, but it's a whole new category of kids that are into it.
And I think the X-Files it wasn't just like UFOs, it was supernatural. It had some paranormal to it. So there's different people it could reach. So you get a different fan base from all over that came together for one series and one show that just, it blows my mind, really.
Totally. You think about UFOs, you think about ghosts, you think about alternative realities, you think about even like the creepiest, like the episode of Home, inbred brothers with a mother under the bed on a skateboard. And you're like, oh my God, how can this fit within the X-Files milieu? And yet it had such parameter for great writing, great directing. I mean, you think about Chris Carter and Frank Spotnitz and Vince Gilligan. Good Lord, he went on to do Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Like, you think of that kind of talent coming out of one show, and you're like, of course, you could have all these people coming in and digging it because it is kind of a garden where all this talent can grow.
It is, and I think the writing, obviously, and the talent was just phenomenal, from top to bottom. So I still watch the old episodes, and
me too. It's fun.
It's really great. I love watching now. I'm binge watching Better Call Saul, which is Vince Gilligan's. So Vince Gilligan was he had written Drew Barrymore in the movie. What's that called? Better Fries? What's it called? Fries?
Home Fries.
Home Fries. Yeah, Home Fries. So he had written Home Fries, an independent movie. It got some acclaim. From Home Fries, he got a writing gig on the X-Files. So he was a junior writer on the X-Files. And so it was basically Frank and Chris and John. And those were the three main writers. And then they sort of slough stuff off to Vince to go, oh yeah, just write these, standalones kind of thing. And he would write these brilliant stuff, and he would write it so fast. That was the thing. That guy could deliver in 2 to 3 days, 43 pages without editing. It was like these scripts that were like amazing on the X-Files, right? And so Vince Gilligan, they were like, oh my God, this guy is kind of brilliant. They brought him into the story meetings, and what was amazing about him is if you went into his office, so many times you go into screenwriters' offices in the Hollywood Hills, and you'd always see the same things, like How to Write a Screenplay by Sid Fields, movie making 401 from UCLA. Like they're like a lot of, generic screenwriting books in the shelves of a lot of screenwriters, right? You see the sort of thing. But if you go into Vince Gilligan's office, his bookshelf was ancient Mithra rites, pre-Christian things that the people did when worshiping bulls. Like, what book is that? And then you have magic of the Ophrah, of the Delphi Greek paraphernalia. He would like have all these weird books of all these arcane, super arcane interests. And you go, Vince, what's that book about? And he could, off the top of his head, without even pulling it down, just talk about that book. And so he wasn't into the Hollywood screenwriting and the whole thing. He had all these other interests that were mythological, historical, arcane, like really weird. And then he brought that all into the X-Files. And so you're like, of course that guy's a brilliant writer. And and you can sort of see it in Breaking Bad, because it is one of the most, to me, Breaking Bad is the novel. It is the American novel in television form, that every writer goes to write the American novel. It is that in television form. It has healthcare. It has education. It's the American dream, and it's told in a twisted way. And to me, Breaking Bad is the epitome of American literature.
It is. It's probably going down. It's probably one of the best TV series ever made.
Oh my God. I'm looking at my picture now. Now I realize I'm a horror movie. I should. Hey Google, turn on stage lighting.
Now let's see what happens.
No, is that better?
I like that. It's not as bright.
Yeah, it sort of evens it out, right?
Yeah.
It's a little brighter on me.
You're well lit.
You can see my drafting table better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dog, and everything hanging from the wall. Yeah, okay, so let's do this. Hang on. Oh, you can see the ceiling. See the skylight?
Yep.
Yeah, so I got 3 skylights to this place, and then I built a LED ceiling light to mimic skylight when it goes dark here in Michigan. Way too early. It's way too early when it goes dark in Michigan.
We're starting to get out of it finally now. It's getting a little darker later, but God, in the heart of winter, it gets dark way too early.
Way too early. And my Doberman freaks out at the 7 a.m. morning walk because it's too dark and it starts freaking out. So,
Oh.
And no, I know we have to walk it when the light is up. Poor Doberman.
Dean, how did you get hooked up with Ghost Adventures, guys? I know you're paranormal, but what happened with all that?
Yeah, what happened with all that? You know what? It was Dave from Minnesota and Darkness Radio.
Dave Schrader.
Dave Schrader, right? So Dave Schrader and I were at a convention together many, many years ago. And he saw me do my improv comedy show where I do a one-man improvised X-Files episode. And I bring people up on stage and they play Mulder and Scully. And because of my background with Vancouver Theatre Sports League for 20 years, I can basically improvise an episode for an hour, bringing up strangers and making them, or they make me do things, and we do games and stuff like that, like sentences, like standard improv games, but it's all coalesced into a narrative of an X-Files. And so he booked 400 or 500 people at the Queen Mary in Long Beach to do a ghost hunt. And the unfortunate thing, only 200 people could go under the deck at any given time on a tour to do, the K-12 and the ghost hunting under there. So there was going to be another 200 to 300 people above deck. So he said, can I do a show that can keep people entertained for an hour above deck while everybody was going, while half the people were going below deck to do a ghost hunt. And then I would entertain them. And then they would come up, get a show. So I would do 2 shows a night, basically. And the second group that I entertained would then go down and do a ghost hunt on the Queen Mary. And then I would come up. So I said, absolutely. And I had, Grant and guys from the ghost hunts. They would be participants on stage with me. Everybody would have fun, lots of laughs. So I would perform 2 shows about an hour apart while everybody was downstairs, down below deck, below the water line, even ghost hunting, while I was upstairs entertaining the other half. And so from that, Dave got a call from the Travel Channel going, we want you to do the 4-hour, 6-hour. Jesus. Yeah. I'm going to say 6-hour because it felt like 9 hours. Oh my God.
How did you, that's another thing I want to ask too. How do you even plan a live event like that? I mean, that seems pretty tedious.
It's miserable.
Hey, you're honest.
So we fly to Philadelphia, we land, and there's a van, and we pick up Matt and Gray and like the Gray crew, right? All the dudes, they get in the van and we talk for 2.5 hours as we drive south to the insane asylum in can't even think where it was now.
Probably
Wyoming, the South Carolina, not South Carolina, Virginia, North Virginia, right?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a mental asylum in North Virginia. And we get to the hotel, and then Travel Channel says, oh my God, we need you right now. So I haven't even unpacked. My God, okay, we need you right now to come do like sound checks and camera things. Like, really? You don't have like, okay. So we go in and they have rented the entire truck from the Indianapolis 500. So it is a massive truck with 2 radar things blasting. It's a huge truck. It's got like 500 inputs for, switching and stuff like that. But they only have like 6 cameras. So they have a truck for 500 inputs that can take 6, that they only need 6 cameras. So they rented the wrong bloody truck right off the top.
That's overkill there. That's too much.
So then it's like, okay, it's 5:00. The show is going live at 8. let's do our rehearsal. I go, can I just go and change? And like, I just got off the plane. Can I just have a shower before I go on camera? Yeah, no. We're just going to do this once. Well, that took 3 hours. 3 hours of me standing like everywhere, like blah, blah. And then we, okay, you know, it'd be great if you like loosen your tie at this point. I'm like, oh, so then they give me a ride back 30 minutes to the hotel. I have 20 minutes to basically shower, change. This is after I just got off the plane. So shower, change thing, come back. And now we're going live. And now I have to go live from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. I haven't eaten. I haven't done fun. And like, okay. And they're like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like, it goes live. Here we are. Oh my God. It's on the Travel Channel. It's super exciting. Zach, Nick, and Aaron are going to be ghost hunting the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Trans-Allegheny, Wisconsin. It's going to be super. And a bat flies through the room all of a sudden, like right off the opening. A bat. Oh my God, that's a bat. And I hear in my earpiece, don't talk about the bat. I'm like, what? The scariest thing about this whole thing is the bat.
No, bats are scary. I hate bats.
We should really focus on the bat. No. Okay, so up next it's Zach, Nick, and Aaron. And I'm going to go through the first room. And, there was a caretaker. He was living in the basement, and he had been there for 30 years. And he said, and it was Halloween night. So they were still doing Halloween candies over on the tuberculosis side, where they're giving out candies. And they said, you know what? We've been here 30 years. This is the least haunted we've ever seen this place. Because you got stage lights, you got, radars, you got a 500 booth from Indianapolis 500, boosting radiation up to satellites. You are basically screwing yourselves from finding any sort of kind of nuanced energy here in this whole stupid insane asylum. And I'm like, and that's the first thing they said. That was our 30 minutes, that guy said to me. I think he said it on camera too. Like, okay, we're gonna be great. It's gonna be a super exciting night of 5 more hours.
What do you do from that point? What can you possibly do to save that? You know what I mean?
God bless some of the guests. I mean, Chris was a ghost hunter. He was on the Queen Mary. Can't think of his last name, but he was awesome. But the guy who had the remote control ghost capture machine, oh my God, that guy. So he had a basically a Roomba that had a tube on it that created a Tesla coil with smoke inside it, so that any sort of altered energy things would go inside this Tesla coil, and then the smoke steam would sort of manifest itself around this thing. And so he could drive it with his little remote control down hallways. And of course, it broke the day before filming, right? I had to FedEx this part from Florida. He had to like put it in. It was like 2 hours before it went in. And then, okay, we're going live now. Oh my God, it's super exciting. We got this Tesla coil Roomba. It's gonna like trap a ghost inside the plexiglass. Zing, zing, bloom, bloom, bloom. And Zach, Nick, and Aaron are like, oh my God, we're gonna get this ghost. And you know, those guys, right? They're super aggressive. Okay, ghosts, get inside this. And they're yelling at whatever ghost. Get in this stupid thing to get your mist or your thing. Oh my God. And they're screaming down the hallway. And this guy is controlling it. And of course, it breaks again. It breaks on camera. And they're like, oh my God, it's not operational. Oh my gosh, a ghost has ruined the machine. right? Oh no, there is some energy that is screwing up the electronics of this sort of thing. And so this gentleman, I forget his name, but he also had some K2 meters. And he suddenly goes and he sort of turns his back to the camera and he just chucks his K2 meter like that, just chucks it down the hallway. He goes, oh my God, the K2 meter just went out of my hand. And oh my God, a ghost has thrown the K2 meter out of his hand because it is trapped inside the machine. And then Dave Schrader, bless his heart, he goes, okay, we're going to review the footage. You make a decision. When we come back from commercial, did he throw it or was this a thing? Was it a K2 thing? And of course, everybody online said, no, he threw it. There was no ghost. He basically turned around and just chucked his K2 meter down the hallway and to try to create excitement to distract from the fact that his stupid machine wasn't working.
Bro.
Yeah. So that was midnight. Okay. 3 more hours of that. And they go, alter the machine. I'm hosting. And so 3 a.m. now. And here we are at the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. I go, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Travel Channel, thanks you. Oh my gosh, we can't thank you. Zach, Nick, and Aaron, you've been great. How do you guys feel? And Nick grabs the microphone. He goes, I gotta take this away. Hey, did you throw that thing down the hallway? Did you throw a K2 meter down the hallway? This is at 3 a.m. We're wrapping this whole thing up. He's accusing that guy from the segment 3 moments before. I'm like, you threw that thing. I did not throw that thing. They start having an argument. I'm like, I have to grab it. Okay, well, this is going to go on Twitter. Please follow us. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to showbiz, people. If this is what you want to get into.
What happens?
So this is me, no sleep, and it's 3 a.m. and now I have to solve a fight between Nick and the guy chucking a meter down the hallway.
And you had to improv the whole thing, the whole night, right? And you had sleep.
I had the guy from the Travel Channel in my ear going, hey man, loosen up. Hey man, you loosen your tie. Hey, let's talk about the thing. And I had guests to go to and stuff like that. But it was like, there's no, oh my God.
Nightmare.
It was a nightmare. It's a nightmare gig. And still, I think it reruns every Halloween, frankly. I'm not sure.
I think it's on Destination Plus right now where you can actually go back and watch it.
Okay. You know what? Don't tell anybody that, Tom.
I don't have to go back and watch that now, Dean. Now that I know the behind the scenes truth.
Oh my God. Okay. Sure. Yeah. You know what? Email me your questions. Absolutely.
So, Dean, you've been doing your podcast for quite a while now, too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. 13 years.
Wow.
Can you think of a 13-year podcast for free? But basically, my co-producer, production partner, we do independent films and stuff like that. We had been meeting once a week, every week to discuss, theoretically discuss projects we're working on, but invariably it would lean up to, hey, what'd you watch on a weekend? Oh, I watched this movie and that one movie. And our assistant went, hey, you know what? This conversation is really fascinating. You should record it and put it up online. And we're like, yeah. So he started recording our Monday morning production meetings and putting them up as a podcast. And we're like, nah, okay. And then like people going, oh my God, I really like that podcast. We're like, nah. But then I moved. And so it's like, oh, we should keep up the podcast. It's a really great way to keep the production meeting going. And so we are still producing movies. We're still got projects on the go. But for 13 years, we met every Monday and did an hour-long production meeting. That is our podcast, basically. And we talk about celebrities who have died, movies in production, lawsuits of the week, school closures, all this stuff. So,
and it started in LA, right? When you were in LA.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. We had offices beside each other. So I had a production office, and he was a foreign distribution guy. He was the American branch of a French foreign distribution company, and so we basically knew each other. We were at all the openings. There's a circle that happens in Los Angeles, a party circle where if you're a independent filmmaker, young gallivant, then you are all at the same parties all at the same time. So we just kept seeing each other, and then we sort of became friends like that.
And speaking of that, you just had a movie release.
Yes.
A month ago, wasn't it? A month or so ago?
I'm going to say longer than that. And I'm trying to find the DVD of it. Can you see this mess?
It's work. It's work, Dean. We understand.
Dude, I have to grout. Do you see grout? Powered grout?
I just thought of an idea. I will come videotape you as a home improvement show.
Oh my God. Todd. Oh my God. So my nephew is very interested in me making this steam room. So there's this, tiny bathroom over here, and I ripped it out, and now I'm making a steam room in my studio so that I can steam and come up with creative ideas, and then go from the steam right to the drafting table.
Or the snow.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just saying that's a bit of a distance. Yeah. But yeah, so steam room to the snow. And he wanted to see the evolution of it. And I'm like, yeah, I made some really beginner mistakes. So I don't really want that posted online. So you're not coming to film me tiling or grouting or any of that stuff. Because I'm basically watching YouTube 4 hours a day on how
YouTube. YouTube. You can learn anything from YouTube.
Oh my God. Bless all of YouTube. I want to say Sal de Blasi on tile, and that guy from Sacramento, he's good. And Jeff from Ottawa on home renovation, and Vancouver Carpenter and how to drywall. Those 4 gentlemen basically have helped me build a bathroom, steam room situation that I got over there that I'm about to grout. This weekend is grouting. So nobody's filming that. I'm not doing a time lapse. That is
a time lapse. Now you got me thinking.
No time lapse. No. I am making not mistakes, but I'm correcting as one would correct a watercolor, let's say.
But it is a perfect project right now because there's nothing to do. And you can't do anything in Michigan. Just now we can start going back to restaurants.
Yeah, but I can still paint plein air. So I don't know if you see all those sticks up there. Those are all tripods. And tripods I take with me with easels and stuff like that when I walk my Doberman. We go out and we sort of park, and the Doberman sits and plays in the snow, and I paint a sort of a scene by the Rouge River here in Birmingham, and so I'm still doing sketches and stuff like that as far as the Doberman allows me to stay in one spot. I know.
Which is tough, I can imagine.
Yeah, you know what? She's 2 years old now. She's calming down, but yeah. Do I have? Can I share a picture on this here?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to find a picture while you talk. I will find a picture of a Doberman.
A Doberman or your Doberman?
Lilu is now 2 years old. She's adorable, and she is a very. Here's a cute picture. let's see. How do I share this thing?
Share your screen.
Yeah. Share my screen. Okay, hang on.
Be able to.
It's coming. Let's see. Damn it. You got it yet?
No, it didn't pop up.
It should be under share, right?
Yeah, like if you want to share your screen, you should be able to.
Share screen.
What you're looking at, yeah. If you got a picture, you can share it.
These are 2 monitors. Yeah, no, share screen.
And you're asking someone that's not really technically inclined with this, Dean. So I'm just guessing. I think that's right.
Well, this is going to be terrible. No, hang on. No. Okay, wait. Hang on. Here it goes. The problem is I've clicked on the StreamYard, and I am pulling up. Thank you for waiting, everybody. Nothing's more exciting.
Puppy pictures are always exciing.
You know what?
Absolutely.
You're building up the anticipation, Dean.
Exactly.
Let me. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna go in reverse engineer this thing. Okay. And share screen. Wait, how do I get you out of the way? There it is. Look. Can you see that?
Oh.
Blue Doberman.
Oh,
I love her ears.
Is he great? Oh, did I stop sharing?
yeah, you stopped sharing it.
She is at closing library. No, I don't want to close the library. She is a 2-year-old blue Doberman who is kind of brilliant, but she's also a bit of a naff. Wait, there she is. Are we sharing back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got her back up.
We got her back?
Mhm.
Yep.
So this is Lilu. Lilu is now 2 years old. This was taken about at her 18 months. So she's about 10 pounds heavier than this shot.
Aw.
I know.
You.
She's a Michigan dog, right?
She's a Michigan dog. So what's weird is we went walking today, and what was it? It was 22 degrees, maybe 27 at the height. But we went first thing in the morning, 22 degrees. And with her short hair, she didn't want a coat. So she walked without any warmth protection at the blue short hair at 22 degrees. And then we walked about 3/4 of a mile to a friend of hers who is the St. Bernese Mountain Dogs, and they play in the snow. And then we walk another mile and then drop off the dog, the St. Bernese Mountain Dog, and then we walk home back for another 45 minutes. So she walks and plays 3.5 hours and is not tired at the end of it.
She's still a puppy, basically.
Energy. Yeah.
I need that energy.
Right?
Oh my God.
Eating a cookie. I don't. God.
Ridiculous. So she is the best blue. And you can see the color blue Doberman. So I've had black and tans before, and you can see the coloration on the leg and the front chest and under the neck. That is tan. But most Dobermans, about 80% of them, their fur is super dark black. But with this genetic variety, which only is about 8% of the entire genetic line, they're blue. and you can see the light coming in now, how on her snout and everything, she looks very blue.
Yeah, you can see that blue tint.
Yeah, it's a blue tint, and their eyes come in a little gray-green. It's hard to see. I don't know if I have another picture of her eyes. Let's see if I can stop sharing this one and pull up. Yeah, her eyes, maybe this one. Are you seeing that one?
No. No.
Okay, hang on.
We're all learning as we go.
I know, right? Sorry.
This would be great if we could figure this out, you guys, for shows later.
Then I'm sharing. Oh, come on.
I think Dean's gone. Dean, are you still there?
Did we lose him?
Alpha.
No.
Part of doing something live is that this can happen. So I don't know. He'll have to get back on, I guess.
At least we got to see his dog.
I think we all needed a laugh after the dreary, cold week that both of our states have had. So
It's horrible. I'm sick of it. But March is right around the corner, so
right?
that's all we can hope for. January was not bad, and then all of a sudden February hit, and we got hammered with snow and cold temperatures. And
Like we knew it was getting cold. It was like 15 degrees, below zero at night. And like I said, 2 to 3 inches. It was a winter weather advisory. I worked late. I took the week off for vacation, but ended up working, like, what typically happens. So I came home, winter weather, southern tier. So Ted, I was near you. And then I drove home and I woke up and I looked outside. I'm like, the hell just happened? Like, where did this come from? The people 15 minutes from me were over 3 feet. I'm like,
I could not. Even when we came out to Hinsdale, just all that snow. That's more than what we get. I mean, there's probably
really?
foot on the ground. Yeah, we usually get like the biggest snow we get is maybe 8 inches, unless we get a huge freak of nature snowstorm. What hasn't happened in years, we get like a foot or 2.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely hit the southern tier. And when you climb the hill to Hinsdale, it gets even like more dreary.
And then we drove home to the Allegheny Mountains. It's whiteout, total whiteout on the freeway. I mean, it was snowing so bad. That was a little scary in a Mustang, but
yeah, that's not fun.
I know Jeff was freaking out. He was trying to play it cool, but I was like bracing myself.
Like knuckling it the entire ride.
Yeah,
no, that's terrifying. I have a Camaro, and it does not handle well in the snow. And a Mustang is essentially a very similar car, so I can only imagine what you guys were going through. I can't even make it more than 20 miles an hour, like down the road when there's any kind of snow on the ground, let alone driving through the mountains.
Right? When we were trying to climb the hill to Hinsdale, they were following me, and I had my pickup truck. So I was trying to go as fast as I could, because if you just let off the gas and if there's ice underneath that we can't see, the Mustang was just gonna sit there.
Yep.
I just hit the gas as fast as I can go.
We survived though.
That's the important thing.
It was strange. I want to go back. I had weird things happen to us there.
I am going back 5 more times this year. I have 5 more events there.
I think it's more than paranormal. I think there's something else there, but
it's interdimensional. You have too many things.
And you don't know what other people bring in, especially when he rents it out for to restore it. You don't know what other people are bringing in and what they're doing and stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that adds to it. Just a strange place, cool place, but definitely strange. I want to go back when it's not like minus 20 or whatever it was.
And we have to figure out how to put the heat back on.
Yeah, we had no way to figure the heat on, and we had to turn it off. Yeah, it was. We survived. I mean, we survived. It was a good time. So
we survived into the house without freezing to death.
Yeah, I'm
Poor
just ready.
Dean, where did he go?
Oh, Dean's back.
Dean's
back.
That was a full circle. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
I'm so sorry.
That made us laugh. It was great.
I play a super cool computer hacker on screen, and now I effed that up. Anyway.
Oh, there we go.
There's the girl. Look at those eyes on that Doberman. That's what I was trying to point to.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
She has these hypnotic gray-green. Most Dobermans, when they're black and tan, their eyes are amber. But with the blue Doberman, they come in like this lighter, super hypnotic. The only word is hypnotic. That dog can stare you down and make you give her treats. They did not mean her over.
They're smart dogs, though. They're super smart.
Yeah,
very protective.
Very protective. They were actually crossbred by a German tax collector in the 1790s by the name of Dr. Pincher. And he collected taxes all through Bavaria, and he was getting robbed all the time by thieves along the route of his wagon train when he was going to Innsbruck and, all these southern Bavarian towns. So he also ran a dog shelter. So he crossbred the German Shepherd with the Irish Wolfhound and the Dachshund. And so he created a fierce-looking dog that could also curl up in your lap in the wagon and be very comfortable driving for long distances just in a small contained area, but then run out the door and scare everybody. And so the Doberman Pinscher is a result of a German tax collector crossbreeding experiment. So, and sure enough, this girl right here, she is 75 pounds, loves nothing more than sitting in my lap watching TV.
Oh.
And then when the rabbit is out in the back deck, she'll jump up, those ears will perk, and she will run and go out the back door and chase that thing down.
Dean, we got a couple of minutes left. What's a way for people to get a hold of you? No, you're fine. What's a good way for people to get a hold of you? Find out what you're up to, listen to your podcast.
Yeah, so podcast is at chillpakhollywood.com, spelled CHILLPAK, Hollywood.com. And then don't go to my website because I got hacked. Do I even tell this story? I've been plagued now for 25 years by Eastern Estonian hackers. And, I don't know. If I explain this, it focuses more energy on it. So I'm not going to talk about it. Suffice to say, there is a level of me and the internet that is miserable. Let's just say that. Okay. So if you want autograph pictures and stuff like that, come to Facebook. I stay in the Facebook / Dean Haglund page and stuff like that.
It's safer that way.
But even, is it safer? Now, Todd, this is another argument.
That's what they say, but who knows? Nothing's safe anymore.
You know what? A guy just bought an autograph picture and his envelope was sliced open and examined and retaped. And he was just in Pennsylvania and I'm in Michigan. So everything I mail, everything, it's all examined and scanned. And oh my God, I could tell you, you know what? Even me saying this now has triggered a voice activated something NSA that now all three of you are now going to be checked. I'm so sorry, Jenny, Chelsea, Todd.
It's part of the X-Files.
You're gonna get a voicemail. Someone says, "Oh, hello, I'm sorry," and they're gonna say they have the wrong instructions or they're the wrong person, and you will all be voice printed in the next 3 days.
Don't put this out there into the universe. You speak, you create. We don't need this.
No, I know we don't need this. I'm just saying it's happened since 2005, I think was the first time I got voice printed. And this was when Phil and I shared offices side by side. And I got a voice, I got a call. It's like a woman going, hello. I go, hi, this is how can I help you? Like, and she goes, oh, I'm sorry, I have the wrong number. It was like a weird old lady voice. I go, I'm sorry, what number you were looking? And then it cuts off. And because I had an office, it had 3 or 4 lines. So I didn't just have one line. So line 2 calls, and I press line 2, and I go, hi, how can I help you? I'm sorry. And it's the same old lady with the same, I'm sorry, I got the wrong number. I go, who are you trying to call? And she hangs up. And then 10 minutes later, the office on the other side, Phil's office, completely different phone number, gets a phone call. It's the same old lady. I'm sorry, I have. So all 3 of us got voice printed. I moved to Australia 4 years later, have a whole different phone number. I'm in a different country. Phone rings. Hello. I'm sorry, I have the wrong. It's another American old lady in Australia calling me, going, I'm sorry, what number are you calling? What do you, and then just hangs up on me. So I'm voice printed around the world. And in fact, as I'm saying that, hey, Google, turn off stage light. So, that is connected. They have my voice print.
Everything. Oh, yeah.
You, Jenny, you, Chelsea, you, Todd, I am so sorry. This is,
It got us.
This is the world we live in.
It is.
I don't know how else to apologize, and or maybe that's good. Maybe our voice prints around are handy. I don't know. Hey Google, turn on. Hey Google, turn on drafting table.
Got it. Turning the drafting table on.
And I have her in an Australian accent.
You're gonna feel like you're in Australia almost.
I know, right? So she just turned on, ready to paint over at the drafting table. So, is that convenient? Is that creepy? Did that just get sent back to the big Google corporate headquarters in Cupertino? And now all our voice prints are there. Is it bad? Is it good? Who knows, right?
We won't know. We won't know. Eventually, we'll find out.
But
if you thought about this 25 years ago, people would think that you're insane if they said this kind of technology was happening.
And 25 years ago, I was saying this was happening because my voice was being printed and all of this thing was going on 2004. And I never talked about it until now, Todd. Todd, you're the first show I've actually talked about this on. So
we have a first.
Yeah, right. Is it good? Is it bad? Everybody decides. I don't know.
Never know.
I don't know.
But Dean, thank you. Thank you for coming on. We totally appreciate it. I'll have you back on again though, because I could talk to you for hours. Even when I met with you, I sat and listen and talk to you. And
we haven't talked about the Detroit ghost stuff. Oh my God.
I know we didn't get to talk about that yet. I want to bring you out to something this year, so I want you and your wife to come out if she wants to come out too.
Yeah, to the island that we
want to go back this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to take you out there. It's a beautiful place to go to, but Michigan's always changed, like what's open, what's not open. So last year it was so hard to kind of navigate. Hopefully this year will kind of ease up so we can do some more stuff. And I hooked up with a guy from the Historic Society who said he had access to all sorts of places over on the island downriver that's owned by the Historic Society. You know what I'm talking about? It's the I don't know what the name is. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the fort. It's got a theater. It's got a fort, and it's got a. Damn it! I should have thought this through. But he's with the Detroit Historic Society. He is a fundraiser,
He's a brother of a friend of mine, and he said, if you need anything, we can get you anywhere on that island on the Detroit River. And it's sort of stuff, but it has both the military and the theatrical and a lot of the tourist stuff. So,
all right, yeah, we'll definitely connect, especially when the weather gets warmer. We'll set something up.
I would love that.
All right, Dean, we appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon, Dean. We'll get together and try and plan something.
I apologize if all of you are being tracked now because of my.
We'll just blame it on you.
Yeah, exactly. Bye, Todd. Bye, Chelsea. Bye, Jenny.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.